Which choice uses data from the table to complete the statement? So what's the statement? Let's see. Some whale species practice lunge feeding, where they lunge toward their prey with their mouths open at wide angles, collect the prey and water, and filter out the water through baleen plates in their mouths. Although the volume of water engulfed increases with the whale's body length, the surface area of the baleen plates, which influence the rate at which water can be filtered, does not increase body length to the same degree, which helps explain why. So the statement being made is that although the volume increased as the whale became bigger, the surface area of the baleen plate, which influences the rate of water being filtered, does not increase in the same proportion. So the whale gets bigger, can have more water, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can actually take advantage of the water because it doesn't necessarily have a bigger baleen plate. So that's a little complicated there in terms of looking at this data. It's kind of hard to make sense, but one thing you can do is find out which data is false. So let's look at the choices. A, mink whales and humpback whales show similar average filter times. Mink and humpback have similar filter times. That's arguably true. They're off by 1.5 seconds. So maybe. B, humpback whales show an average of 6.28 lunges per dive. The number of lunges per dive is definitely not relevant. So that's actually true. There are 6.28 lunges per dive for humpback whales, but how does that relate to what they were saying? C, fin whales show a longer average filter time than mink whales do. So is it true that fin whales have a longer time than mink whales? That is true. So we'll leave that for later. And D, blue whales show the longest average filter time. That is also true. Do they have the highest average number of lunges per dive? That's not true. The blue whales have 4 lunges per dive, but the mink, for instance, has 7.48. So that one's not true. So we've gotten rid of B and D so far, and let's dig deeper so we can differentiate between A and C now. Looking back at A, there's actually a big problem with that one that I didn't notice at the beginning. The mink whales and the humpback whales don't have similar average filter times. That's actually a little embarrassing there. They have the same average lunges per dive. So that's wrong.